What's going on, boys, girls, ladies, and gentlemen? So I'm sitting here on the shitter taking a shit when all of a sudden I'm scrolling through Facebook like I always do when I'm taking a shit. It happens. I always have my phone in my hand when I'm on the shitter so I can have some reading material. That motherfucking groundhog, I think he got inside my house. Good thing I got my 9 with me. Because if he comes through one of these doorways, I'm going to pop him right in the fucking head. Anyways, back to what my point is, what this video is about. I'm sitting here scrolling through Facebook on the shitter, and one of my police officer friends on Facebook posted a image of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. They were investigating the Atlanta Police Department fatal shooting, in the Wendy's parking lot where the 2 officers shot the black man who was under suspicion of DUI. They were arresting him for DUI charges, and long story short, he resisted arrest. He took a taser from one of the cops. He was fighting 2 officers and took one of the cops' tasers and used on the officer who he took the taser from. So the partner had to use lethal force to subdue the subject, which is justified because he was using a weapon on an officer that could result to be deadly. Tasers can be deadly. If you pull the trigger, you hold the trigger, and you run the battery dead, you're putting 50,000 volts through someone continuously until that battery dies. I think they said the battery lasts for like a minute and a half or something like that, but it could cause the heart to jump out of rhythm if you're continuously tasing someone for that amount of time. That might just be the old tasers. I know that's what it was when they first came out with the taser. I haven't done more research, but it could be deadly. It could be lethal. It could, subdue the officer like a taser is supposed to do a suspect, and that suspect could get the officer's gun away from him by using the taser or whatever. But long story short, black man fighting law enforcement. First off, his race don't fucking matter. Let's just say it was an adult male fighting law enforcement, took a taser from a law enforcement officer and used on him. The partner had no other choice but to use lethal force to subdue the suspect. Well, the DA, before the investigation was finished and the findings of the investigation, before the DA knew any information on the investigation or anything like that, the DA went ahead and pressed charges on those officers. What? So now, if you're white and you're a cop, you don't have any rights to a legal trial or due justice or any of that. You're innocent until proven guilty. But if you're a white police officer, you're guilty until proven innocent. Funny. That DA needs to lose his job in office as a district attorney. And he don't ever need to be hired in the legal system ever again if he's going to corrupt it like he just did. There's corruption on both sides. Sure, there's racism towards black people, African Americans, that causes the justice system to be unjust for them. But at the same time, these 2 officers used lethal force where lethal force was necessary. And the Georgia Bureau of Investigation hasn't found any reason that it was unjust. And the DA brought charges against them before the investigation was even over. That's corruption towards the white law enforcement officers. All because we have to set an example. All because we don't want rioting in our community. Well, guess what? If you can't peacefully protest, you don't need to be protesting. I understand you're angry about George Floyd. But this black man was shot and killed because he decided to use a weapon on law enforcement officers. And it was a justified kill. Unfortunately for them officers, and unfortunately for that man and his family. I'm a first responder. I save lives. I don't go into a situation looking at skin color. Mostly because what I do, I can't see skin color. Because if I'm going into a burning building, I can't see the victim I'm bringing out. There's too much smoke. It is too dark. We can't see anything. Why don't you come try it? Why don't you fill out an application to be a law enforcement officer if you want change? Why don't you fill out an application to become a firefighter if you want change in the fire department? Because y'all are attacking us first responders for no reason. Especially fire and EMS. I just find it to be bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit that DA thinks it is okay to bring charges against 2 officers before the investigation was even over. That is not justified. You cannot bring charges against someone all because they killed a man of color. If black people are untouchable, crime rate will increase. That's statistics. It's a fact. I'm not saying all black people are criminals. I'm not saying all black people are bad, because they're not. I have family members that are black. I have friends that are black. So when someone is killed unjustly, and their skin color is black, and they're killed because of that, it angers me. As it should all of America. But these riots that are going on, these terrorist acts that are going on, are unjustified. And that black man that was killed in that Wendy's parking lot in Atlanta, Georgia, was killed because he was using a weapon towards law enforcement officers. That's why he was killed. He was not killed because he was black. They tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. They tried to give him every chance they possibly could. With that being said, I'm going to end this video now. I know I'm going to get hate. From the last video I filmed and this video I filmed, I'm going to get a lot of hate. But if you're attacking first responders, don't try to attack me, because I pack a 9 and I will not stand for it. At the same time, if you want change, as bad as you say you want change, fill out an application for being a law enforcement officer, or a firefighter, or an EMT, whatever you want. Run for office and bring change that way, but do not spread hate. Do not spread anger. It's okay to be angry, but you cannot spread it in hate, in violence. We do not need any more violence in America than what we already have. And if I catch you attacking one of my first responder brothers, I'm going to lay you down. I'm going to run right through you. God bless America, and God bless everyone's souls. And may God have mercy to America and the people that are bringing these riots upon their cities.